Hello, my tasties, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Thumbnail for Ditto's Dirty Desires. This one was episode 28 with Nidoqueen, which was the first episode to have a multiple ending option, or a choose your own ending option. You could either choose for her to be a more soft and tender Dom, or a more rough and hope you survive type of Dom. Starting as usual with having the hand penciled sketch drawing opened with a original origin reference and my Vaporeon one to keep the color palettes regular. I always start with the outline. The main color that I replaced with my Ditto pink is that kind of blue color that she had. I think she looked good in pink. And just starting with all the different angular outlines on the outside. I typically like to start somewhere vaguely on the center and then work my way out. So in this case, I started mostly with the horn and the head shape, and now I'm kind of feeling out the ears and the angles of everything. She's a very angular Pokemon with all the little details. I'm using the curvy line tool in the paint.net program, seeing how much I can get away with the curves. Kind of tweaking out that grin. Yeah, it was kind of funny while I was making this. My partner kept walking in, and I'm like, "Look, I'm drawing a sexy dinosaur," and she's like, "Very good, dear." The things I do for art. It was pretty fun though. Yeah, Nidoqueen is another one in the collection of the sort of MILF mommy voices that seem to be pretty popular. So she's actually originally one of the voices I teased in the Ditto's Dirty Desires kind of teaser trailer, audio trailer that I made. So after into the second year, we finally got around to her. You know, those nice expanded breastplates. Great big plots of land. Yeah, now I'm playing around and getting to the eyes. Originally what I was doing with the circle tool there was I was about to go to the bra, but then I just kind of zoned out for a second and it's like, no, I'm gonna work on the face. So the eyes are my Ditto's eyes because I enjoy the trope of the Ditto transforming, but the eyes stay basically the same and it being a dead giveaway. I just made a more cuter version instead of the little Funko Pop beady eyes. I was always kind of amused with the Funko Pop Pokemon because they all just look like weird Ditto transformations of how the eyes are. And playing around with the shine in them. Yeah, I went with Nidoqueen, and I'm not so sure I'll do Nidoking because I've been working on my lower raspier voice, but I don't feel like I could really get the oomph that I would want for a Nidoking. Um, I will tease that there was an episode I recently did for Snorlax, and I did some audio editing to make it sound deeper. But I try to avoid doing too much audio editing for my episodes. I do it very rarely, normally just for either a robotic or ghostly effect. But to change the actual pitch, I try to avoid that because the main point of all of this is for me to practice my own natural voice and to stretch out certain muscles and habits with that. So I feel playing with the editing like that, one, is a bit disingenuous, and two, is it pulls me away from the point of this. Like with the thumbnails, I keep them simple because I try to just keep it snappy. This one, for example, took around 50 minutes. I have it sped up to 400%. And because the thumbnail and the art is not supposed to be the main focus of Ditto's Dirty Desires, I'm trying to keep it simple so my ADHD doesn't go wild and I don't lose, I don't get burnout or anything like that. So now we're doing the fun part of blocking in the colors. The line work was the main tricky part with her. Most of these, the line work is the trickier part, and then everything else is just smearing of icing in a way. Yeah, I'm kind of just jumping around with the smaller brush, getting the outlines and nooks and crannies. That way I can go in with a bigger brush and just smear all the hecky. Yeah, there you go, like that. I'm not sure. I might do episodes with multiple endings again because it was kind of fun. But I don't know. Typically, when I do an episode, I have a pretty set script in my head. I improv most of it, but not too many of them divert from my one idea. With Nidoqueen, she was very much a strong character, and I was kind of inspired by a comic I had seen where two different types of DOMs were going on to one sub. So I was partly inspired by that, and with Nidoqueen, it really could go either way because she's such a strong Pokemon that's mostly known for like her armor and strong arming and being very protective. It could go either way. Either she's very protective of you, or she just leans into that strength and sees if you can hold on. But otherwise, it's typically, if I want to go a certain route, I will pick a Pokemon that fits that particular theme and then go with it. So I might play around with the multi endings on a rare occasion, but I don't think it will be it certainly won't be a regular thing. Getting into those ears. Now, I debated whether to do, because in the original drawing you see this like dark undershadow happening, but I don't typically do shadowing on these. I more so do shine because she's a shiny ooey gooey girl. I think if I were to make this again, or maybe if I edit it a bit later, I might add that under just to emphasize the cupping of the ears. But I'm not sure. I'll see how much time I have. And tweaking the eye shape a bit so that they're a little more even. And taking the original colors and using that for the background gradients. Eventually, I changed the background to be more of a split gradient because I wanted to do a very small but and subtle nod to the fact that this episode had a two-way path that you could take for which ending you chose. Now we're doing the shine by doing a half-transparent white smear on just all the curves I want to emphasize, wherever I vaguely think it might kind of look nice. And then I'll go back in with the more transparent eraser and just feather it in. I still really like manually feathering in the shine. I feel like I have a bit more control and just I can really control how soft it gets. Also, if I sound different in this episode, it's because my setup got updated, so hopefully this audio works out and it will affect future episodes and just always improving. got a new soundboard and trying to tweak everything and get it all set up. So this is actually the first thing for DDD that I am recording on my new setup. So I really hope it sounds all right to y'all. Also, I tried really hard not to focus on the fact that that one arm kind of looked like a penis. Just a little bit. And now you can't unsee it. Mwahaha. I can't claim I'm mature considering the stuff I make. If you came here for dignified content, I'm afraid you will have to go somewhere else. We're here to have fun and be silly and lewd. I drew a sexy dinosaur for Pete's sakes. Yeah, I decided to go back in because with the large brush, it tends to make a very faint edge line, and I wanted to tighten that up a bit. So took the line tool with the color and pushed it out so it has a more crisp edge to it. Now we swipe the DDD logo. Boop. Just putting wherever it looks best and fits best. Good old number 28. Again, using the original colors from the Pokemon. Yeah, and here's where I decided to do the more split gradient as a nod to the two choices. I would have done a triple gradient if I was more ambitious, but then I'm propping the little windows together to make the thumbnail for the making of the thumbnail. So there you have it. That is Nidoqueen number 28. Hope you enjoyed this. If you would like more content or to hear the original episode with the extra endings, you can go to my Subscribe Star, which will be linked in the Linktree link below. Linky link. And I am also open for voice commission, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.